Hey everybody, it's Tarina with Create Retreat. That's me. How are you guys today? If you're watching this and you don't see the little red box there that says live, then you are on the replay. So just put hashtag replay. Hopefully I'm at the end of this stupid cold. It's been hanging on for quite a while. Gotta love the colds. Let me see. If you're here, make sure you say hello because I am starting to do some giveaways. I'm going to do some Happy Mail giveaways. So if you comment or if you share this live, I have to be able to see that you publicly shared the live. I'll put you in a drawing, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll do a drawing for a giveaway for Happy Mail because they go live every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So that's 11, 12, 1, 2. So make sure that if you're seeing this, hopefully it says I'm live. It says I'm live. So let's hope I'm live. So if you are on my business page, then make sure you say something and I'll put you in a drawing for commenting and sharing because sharing is caring. I love you guys. And even if you're on the replay, I'll gather all these people, all the names, and I will do a drawing Tuesday for today's live. Sorry, I just got a text and I didn't mean to squirreling. I was squirreling, you guys. All right. So today, what I want to show you that we're going to be doing, I grabbed you could grab watercolor paper. You can grab, this is just our chalk suede. I love our chalk suede because it works so great. But this is something I bought 2 of these kits last year. They're chalk made kits, but they're still available. And they are really great because they are Americana, but they're still available. And I love these little bunting banner pieces. And you can't buy them other than in this kit. And I actually really love the transfers that are in them. So I actually want to show you how to make this a Valentine's kit or a Valentine's bunting banner. Using the same thing. We're not going to be using the ones that have the stars. You totally could, but we're going to be using the stripes and this little check or plaid, or I don't know what you want to call it, but I really like it. And so I'm going to, and I'm not seeing any comments. So again, make sure that you're sharing and commenting to be entered into drawing for some Happy Mail that I'll give away on Tuesday. But we're going to turn this so that you could totally do this on one side. You could do it Americana and then flip it over and do Valentine's or Christmas or something else on the other side. We're actually going to make this a Valentine's one. Now you guys can see, I don't know if you can see this. This is the banner that I made. I did pom-poms at the middle. I used chalk suede. And we are actually going to be using the same transfer. I love to use the same transfer over and over just to show you like different uses of the transfer. So we're going to be using, this is called Sealed with a Kiss. And it's our cut apart. It's our mini cut apart. And we're going to put those in the center of the banners. Okay. We're going to be using chalk paste because I'm not washing this transfer or this project. So you could use chalk paste and it's permanent until you want it off of a surface. I'm not washing it. If you have, and I don't have ballet pink in ink. And so the project actually comes with ink and you can use ink totally fine. But I want to use, this is what I used on this banner. And so I want to use the same, I'm trying to carry through. I grabbed both of my candy apple. I think one's older. I know I had to open one the other day. So I'm using candy apple and I'm using ballet slipper. I also grabbed a bunch of different ribbons and fibers. I got this guy again. And we're gonna put that in instead of doing how I did the little pom-poms, we're gonna be using the ribbon. Okay. Good morning, Victoria. How are you, friend? I also grabbed nominee because I think I'm going to do exactly what I did here. And To make it really stand out, I'm gonna put these in that nominee as well. Carry the theme through all of my pieces. All right, I'm gonna switch you guys around. Here I am, so you guys can see my workstation. There you go. Hello, friends. Okay, so let's put this to the side really quick. I'm gonna put this to the side. I also do have my stick fast, and then I also will be turning on my hot glue gun. We'll use that in a few minutes. Oh, you guys, this stupid cold. And it doesn't help that the winds are bad. I'm in Southern California. I know my friend Victoria that just said hello is also in Southern California. We've got the fires, and we're not close to the fires, but we are definitely feeling the effects of the winds, which really is terrible. So if you want to do this Americana, this is the instructions. I love our chalk made kit. This is still available in our back office on our website. Back office if you're a designer on the shop. But if you are a customer or a Perks member or a club member, you can get this. It's still available. Everything comes with it. All the banner pieces, the transfer, the inks. Really is a great project for Americana. So this is the instructions to do it Americana. You can actually watch a video. I did this last year when this was available. So you can search it on either on my YouTube or here on the page. But we are going to do it Valentine style. So we're not going to be using these. The chalk made kits are cool too because it also comes with a mini squeegee, which is helpful. You can never have too many mini squeegees, but I have some open. And then it has 3 each of the cadet and the candy apple ink. So I'm going to put those to the side because we're not going to use those. Let's see. Here's all of the banner pieces. I don't know that I'm going to be doing all of them today, but I might. But these are so pretty. I mean, they're really nice, you guys. So even if you don't want to do all of them, you could actually just do part of them. I think there's 12 of these. Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, there's 12 of them. And then there is a needle. And this long needle helps you thread through the little casing to put the jute twine, through the casing. Okay, so I'm going to set this to the side. Oh, the banners are really cool. They are so fun. And I really do love this transfer. I think it's really cool. Now there are no cut lines in this, and so I just actually made my own cut lines on this one when I did it. Let me open this up. And like I said, I'm using candy apple, ballet slipper, and nominee. You can use whatever you want. If that's not your colors, you could totally use whatever you want. I am not going to use the stars. That just doesn't float for me on the on my design style for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to use this plaid and I'm going to use this stripe because I think it is really pretty. Come on, you little thing. We can open this up. I mean, the star is pretty too. Again, you can use exactly what's here. You could use on one side, you can use the Valentines, and then you can use a different theme on the other side. You could do Americana because, I mean, let's be real. What's the next holiday we're going to be decorating for? Easter, and then spring. But then I start making Americana stuff in April and May. So you could definitely, hey babe, do you think you can bring me another battery for my glue gun? Please, thank you. So I'm going to pull this, set that aside. Hi, Lisa, how are you? Yeah, it will come in really handy. I used it the last time too. it actually comes in handy for more than just this. And that's what's really nice about um, these projects is when they come with the extra stuff, you could always use it on other projects. Like obviously you've got the mini squeegee that you can use again. These transfers you can use again. Okay. So I'm going to set this aside and I'll use this for my transfers when I'm done. Hi, Lisa. Okay, so let's get a couple of these out. I'm just using, this came with the piece. Now, these are on fabric, so I don't necessarily, thank you, honey. I don't necessarily need to fuzz them because they're on fabric. Even though I'm not using ink, it's not necessary to fuzz it when you're using on fabric. Let's see. I think I'm going to use the ballet slipper on the plaid. Or do I want red? What do you think? Ballet slipper or the red? And then the stripe, ballet slipper or red? What do you think? I almost feel like the red striped would look more Americana. What do you think? Maybe this is red. Plaid red? Yes. Let's do red. What do you think? Give me your opinion. Red plaid. Okay. Great. I agree. Yeah, pink on the other one. That's a great idea. Also, guys, if you don't mind, if you can please share this out. You can share it to your personal profile. You can share it to a group that you're in. All right, I've got the hiccups. I would appreciate that so much. Okay, so let's scoop this up. And again, this is just chalk paste. So I'm going to start in the middle and work my way out. How's the weather where you guys are? I know a lot of people are suffering with really cold weather. We are not, though. I think it's like 60 or 70 degrees. Kurt's my weather guy. He'll tell me what the weather is. Any excess goes back in my little container. All right, let's pull this guy up. Wow, see, that's cool. All right, I'm going to set that aside to dry. Let's see if I can do this again really fast without cleaning my transfer. Let's see. Let's see. And if it doesn't work, that's okay too, because I've got 12 of these. And there's another side. I can always do the other side. Like I said, I know, Victoria, you're here in Southern California, so you've got probably the same weather I've got going on. I don't think I got it all the way on. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Oh, maybe not. Oh, actually, it looks pretty good. That didn't turn out too bad. Okay, let's set that aside. All right. Set that on the backer sheet. And let me use my heat tool real fast to dry this. You guys, I'm so sorry for sniffling. This cold is just kind of lingering. Yeah, see, it's anytime it gets to be below 70 in my house, we do turn on we do turn on the heater. It's too cold for my old bones. All right, let me grab. I've got the ballets. Ballets. Oh, and I don't have my ring on today because um, I got red paste in my ring, and so I had to soak it. 44 at night. Yeah, that's really cold. And I know you're not too far from me. I'm more inland. I still have my Tinkerbells on my door. That was Dee Dee. That was the way Dee Dee used to be able to tell us she had to go outside and go potty. So, but we still keep them on because when our grandbabies are here, it's kind of like it lets us know if somebody goes out the front door. Okay. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna set that aside to dry. I might do 3 of these just to, give it an odd number, and we'll do 5. I always like things in odd numbers. It's just a decor style thing. My grandma taught me that a long time ago when I love to help her dust, and she was one to always. I think it's so crazy. I just don't. We don't like rearrange furniture very much. But she used to rearrange her furniture. In fact, her couch was so cool. It was really made specifically so that she could split it apart. It was a sectional, right? And you could use it in many different configurations. I loved her couch. I have a sectional, kind of, but mine isn't like hers. You could take hers apart and use 2 to 3 pieces of each. It was really cool. And so my grandma was famous for um, rearranging her furniture. I loved helping her rearrange her furniture all the time. And one of the things she taught me, she didn't go to, like, she graduated high school, but she did not go to college. But she was very simple in her decor. She was very proud of her house, and she was very proud of being a housewife and a mom and a grandma. She was a very young grandma. I had this conversation with somebody yesterday. Somebody called me, my friend Mia called me a young grandma, and I'm like, no, actually, to me, I'm an old grandma, older grandma. My grandma, my grandmas were actually young grandmas. That's pretty. I like that. Okay, I'm going to set this aside and put this on the backer sheet, and I'll wash it off after. I do want to touch up a couple pieces on this pink. My grandmas both were in 30, they were 39 when they became grandmas, which to me is crazy. But my one grandma, she got married at 15. Back in the day, I wasn't even dating when I was 15, and my grandma was already married. She was 17 when she had her first child, 19 when she had my dad. My uncle, she had 7 when she was 17. She'd already been married for a couple years. Again, I wasn't even allowed to date a boy until I was 16. So it's crazy to me to think that my grandma was married at 15. But then my other grandma, she got married at 19, had my mom when she was 20. And my mom had me when she was 19 because she got married young as well. And then, so my mom was 41 when she became a grandma. I did not make her grandma. My sister did. She got married young too. You guys, I was like 24 when I got married. I felt like I was young. Had my first baby at 25. My sister was 18 when she got married, almost 20. No, she was 20 when she had her first baby. Anyway, I digress. My grandmas both became grandmas at 39, which is again crazy to me. And I'm 56. I was a grandma. Uh, we got a bonus grandson. Our oldest grandson is 11. And so at 45, I was 45 when he was born, but we didn't get him till he was 3. So I became a grandma at 49. So I was 8 years older than my mom and 10 years older than my grandmothers when I became a grandma. Okay, that looks great. 11 miles from, oh yeah, so you're closer to the beach. I grew up in Orange County, and so I was 6 miles from the beach when I was growing up. Anyway, my grandma, who was more like another mom to me, she taught me like design stuff. And I loved decorating. And she said, you always decorate in odds 3, 5, 9, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. She goes, but try to keep it 3, 5 when you're doing decorating. So, like, if you're doing like a little vignette, 3 or 5, that's always great. I'm like, okay. So I always knew that from her. Do I miss spot right here? Are you close to the fires, Victoria? My son and his wife are about 5 miles from where the Palisades fire was, but they're not in danger. They're far enough away in the other direction, and they're close to the beach too. I think they're close to Manhattan Beach. But it's just crazy to me. Like I'm a retired photographer, and I've done weddings in Manhattan Beach and Malibu, like the place that I had done a wedding, gosh, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. There, um, that place is gone. Like it was a beautiful venue. It was a house turned into a venue. I love Manhattan Beach. It's a beautiful beach. So I'm going to fix this one too. It's not hard to fix things. Not hard to fix things at all. Oops. Unless you're dropping things. Oh my gosh. Dropping things. Okay, I'm just going to grab one of our little tools. And I'm just going to continue this line. With the chalk paste. It's not hard at all to do this. There's always ways to fix things. Let's see, let me get a little wipey. See this, this would have been Americana. This was an Americana project. And look, we're making it Valentine's already. Look at us. Look at us be crafty. Let me turn this around. Look, like you wouldn't even know that it did. I missed that end right there. Look at that. And again, if you guys want this project, I did put a link in the description to the kit so you can see it. but it includes everything to make that, the Americana one. Just add the color pinks, and you can use red if you have red, or I'm using candy apple red, which is the ink color that it included. But I'm using paste. Look at that. Like I never made a mistake or missed anything. Possible plastic gardening. Oh, gardening. I did not, Kathy, I did not know that. That's a good tip. Thank you. So meaning that how would you use that in landscaping? Or like, would you put odd numbers of flowers together? Or like when you're planting bulbs, you use like an odd number of bulbs? Thanks, Victoria. I don't know why. I know that it makes like visually, it makes like everything look pleasing. I'm gonna turn this up. I don't even need this. I don't need this. All right, so I'm gonna grab, like, I just grabbed some scrap pieces that I had of our chalk suede. Our chalk suede's nice and soft. That's why they call it. It kind of feels like suede, but it's our cardstock, and it's made specifically for our transfers. Okay, so I've used. I'm just gonna grab out the nominee, which is this yummy metallic gold. Oh, my husband even turned on my, look at how pretty that is. Now you can use shimmer gold. You could use silver, whatever whatever your jam is. I just use these different transfers, and I put them on the other bunting banner that I had done. So I'm gonna do, I did like these ones. I'm gonna use different ones. Oh, I don't think I cut that. Now this does have cut lines, and so we're going to use the cut lines to cut them out. I did that one. These make really fun transfers to use on Valentines. Like if you make your own Valentines, I would help my little grandkids make their Valentines. So if you have little kids in school, or if you help your grandkids or whatever, totally you could do that. All right, so let's do the February 14th. And I'm just going to do it in the, does it matter which side you use on the chalk suede? No, they're both the same. They're both the same. I'm just going to do it all in the nominee, this beautiful metallic gold. You're just going to spread it over. Make sure you get the whole screened area. You could get fancy and do it in multiple colors. I'm not that fancy today. And then just peel that up. Look at that. You see how pretty that is? In pots, odd number of the same plant, shrubs, trees, and clumps, colors of perennials too. Spread colors and textures and varieties throughout using that rule. Oh, okay, great. That's a good thing to know. My husband, his favorite flower all year round is actually, yeah, it's the Christmas flower. It's the red Christmas flower. I was watching that new Ted Danson show, and they said nouns start leaving your brain first. What is the red Christmas flower? What is the red Christmas flower? but he has 3 pots of them, and then he's cut our rose bushes, like we have rose trees, and he's cut those back a little bit, and um, he put lights, like a light net over for Christmas, and he points at his. Thank you, Victoria. Gosh, it's the truth. Nouns leave your brain first. Oh my gosh. I love this one. We're going to use this one. I say, what's her face? I say that all the time. My brain is, I have ADD. And so my brain is going a million miles a minute. And I can see the things, I just forget the words. And so it's very true. The nouns leave your brain first. But he's learning a lot about flowers and pots. And I actually would like to plant the poinsettias so that they're there all the time, because they really are stunning. One of the things that we're going to be doing in the back, we're cutting back anything that could cause fires or whatever, because we are in a fire area. We're right up next to the Cleveland National Forest, like literally it comes up to our backyard. And we're on a hill, and so we've had fire danger before. We've had to evacuate beyond warning as recent as like 6 months ago, right? I'm going to do 5 different things. So I'm just grabbing things. Anyway, so one of the things that we're going to be doing is putting drought resistant plants in the back. Now I want to say bougainvillea. Are bougainvillea the green, like bush plant with the red or pink flowers or purple flowers? I love that, and it's very hardy. Like in our area, you don't even have to water that sucker, and it will grow. Like you can neglect that plant, and it will grow. So we're going to be putting that along the back of our fence. We live on a half-acre property, and we're going to put that along the whole top area of our property. Is it bougainvillea? Hi, Joe. How are you? Yes, it is poinsettias. Those are Kurt's favorites. But my grandma, when my grandpa died, he died around actually, they both died the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, different years. But my grandpa died uh, before Thanksgiving, and my grandma got several poinsettia plants, and she planted them in near his shed, like he had his like man cave, and it grew. It was so hardy, and I just remember Kurt always saying, "Gosh, he loved that plant," and he would go back there and just help my grandma, and it was such a beautiful plant, and so it's a very hardy plant as well. So I'd actually like to take the plants that Kurt has in the buckets that he has out in front and put them in the back, because again, hardy plants. Yeah, they really are beautiful. Okay, I need 2 more. I'm probably going to repeat the things that I've already done because I just think that these are so cool. And even after my grandma moved away, like we sold her, my aunt and my mom sold her house when she got to be a little older. Joanne knows my grandma. She's met my grandma before. She was probably in her 80s when my aunt and my mom sold her house, and she moved into like a senior 55 and over community. And that plant was still growing and beautiful when she sold that house. it was just so cool because my grandma got a couple of them when my grandpa passed away from people. Instead of giving her just like flowers that would die, they gave her these plants and they were just gorgeous. And bougainvillea, am I right, Kathy? Is that the one that's like a green bush plant that has the little flowers on it? And where are you at? Where do you live, Kathy? Because it's like the one I'm thinking of, you could get them anywhere. Let's see. I'm going to use this little envelope guy. Go right up here. I'm going to fussy cut the all of these, and fussy cut is basically you're cutting around the image, and then I'll glue them to the banner pieces. But I want to they're like a rose red color. That's the color that I want up there, up on my fence. And one of the things about the plant that I'm thinking of is you could just get a trimming of the plant and put it in the ground and it grows. Excuse me. All right, let me dry that really fast. Come on. I need to get like a holster. I need a holster for my heat tool. All right. Put the lid on this guy. It's so dry here, and we do have the heater on, and my ceiling fan is going to move the air around in my craft studio. So just make sure that when you're not using your chalk paste that you do put your lid on it. If it does get dry, you can always put a little bit of distilled water in it. All right, so I'm just going to cut around these, and this is called fussy cutting, and it's just trimming around, leaving a little bit of an edge. You're making your own embellishment, essentially. And again, I use this on the other banner that I've done. Look how pretty that is. Look at that chrome. It just really like super shiny. Oh, that's really going to be pretty. Look at that. I'm going to pop that up on there. Look at that. That's me cute. Is your crafting room made for you? So when we bought this house 11 or 12 years ago, it was really important because first of all, I was still a very active photographer. I did a lot of, I can't even remember how many sessions I did a year because I did high school seniors. I did, 10 to 20 weddings per year, engagements along with that. And then I also was a crafter. And so it was really important that I had a workplace to be able to do my editing and crafting. So when we saw this house, one, I fell in love with my kitchen. My kitchen is amazing. And two, they had a dining room that was off the living room as you came in, which my grandchildren refer to it as my Jesus room because it has tons of pictures of Jesus, and it's very like we have a lot of artwork in my front room, and so it was just this dining room right off the living room. And I said, oh my gosh, this is perfect for like my office. So when I retired from being a photographer, we turned it into my full-time craft studio. And my I need to clean it up a little bit and do like a walkthrough of it again because I've organized some stuff and I've my table is beautiful. It's actually a tool table and it has two drawers underneath it that I store my chalk paste in it, and my ink, the jars. And then I got it from Home Depot. It's really cool. So I'm just cutting around the edge a little bit. Look at that. Yes, particular pinks are mostly what we get here. Woody plant, most more of a tree. Yes. Okay. So it is a bougainvillea. Oh, you're in Ontario. So we have in Ontario, California, but you're in Ontario, Canada. Yes. And that's what I love about them. They're just stunning. Oh, by the way, Kathy, I'm sorry. My Autobot, she is sometimes out of control and she'll just send you messages. Yeah. I used to do, and even when we bought this house, there was, so two of my children still lived at home. No, three of my children still lived at home. They were older. Two of them were still in high school when we moved in here. And my oldest one, he was in college. He was in junior college when we moved here. And our number two son, literally like a month after we moved in, left to go on a church mission. And so he had his room downstairs, kind of. But even when he came home after 2 years on his mission, he was here for like a month and he went to college. So he never really lived here full time. But when he and his wife come, they have the room downstairs because I actually turned his bedroom into a studio and I would do I had a lot of headshot clients that I did in my studio. I would do a lot of like sports teams and high school seniors, family sessions in my studio. I have a beautiful studio. And we've since turned it into I still will do some pictures in there, but not really. Um, but I've turned it into more of a guest room. And when Corey and Becca come, him and his wife, and Kyle, that's where they stay. It's a nice big room. So I did have a photography studio, and I did have this was my office, and I would do um, editing and in-person sales. And then, like I said, long story short, I did have like I have beautiful cover like IKEA shelves, and I'm just looking at everything. I have my cardstock. I've been organizing. I'm doing a lot of organizing in here, and so it's very much a craft room. It's beautiful. I'll have to. I'm working on finishing and getting it cleaned up. I appreciate that, Victoria. You're very sweet. All right. I think I get that from my mom. She was very talented. If you guys ever knew my mom, she was a very talented artist. She was a painter. And I actually have a couple of her pieces in my studio here, in my craft studio. She was a painter. So I'm just stringing this through. This jute twine comes with the kit, so I'm just using that. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate that. Joe's seen pictures of my craft studio. And I'm never satisfied. I am always changing and fixing and zhuzhing my room. Excuse me, you guys. Joanne and I have been friends since she was 11 and I was 12. She was on my dad's soccer team. We played soccer as kids. all the way through high school. So she actually knew my mom. Gardening comes before crafting for me. Photography was also extreme interest of mine. So it's funny. My dad was he loved photography. He shot with a Nikon, and I always, wanted a Nikon camera. That was always a dream of mine. But he was a electrician. Like that was his trade, and he got that from my grandpa, who was his father-in-law. And I never realized I could make it a living. I never saw it as like, oh, I could do this as a living. And so I never really like I was in uh, the high school that Joanne and I went to. I was on the newspaper staff. That was my interest. I was an English major in college, but I also like actually a minor. That was my minor in college. But I wanted to do something with like newspaper. I used to be on several staffs for magazines. I would write articles. I loved that. So I was on our high school newspaper staff. I was in my college magazine and newspaper staff. And so that was a big interest of mine. All right, so we're going to add these little things that I just cut out. We're going to add these just like that. Look at that. So cute. So I am going to put a little bit of the stick fast because stick fast is kind of like the forever. It's a type of super glue. I like it much better than like even Gorilla Glue. I'm going to add just a couple little dots of hot glue to stick it down permanently, or sorry, temporarily. But that stick fast is what's going to hold it there forever. 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 So anyway, I started taking pictures and part of my, because I was on journalism was my major. I had to take photography classes in college. And do you remember my friend Robert Joe? He took some photography classes in high school. Did you know that we're still friends to this day? My kids call him Uncle Robert. Um, so he like was really interested. It's funny. He was really interested in photography in high school, and he went on to become an electrician as well, like my dad. I don't think it was because of my dad, but he did. He was also an electrician. He still is an electrician, I should say, to this day. It's a really great trade. He lives in Las Vegas, and I see him about once a year. Anyway, so I had to take photography classes in college. And again, when I had kids, I still didn't even think that I could do photography as a living. And so I did it mostly for me. And I mean, I have an associate's degree, and I took photography. I learned how to develop my own film because it was film photography back then. You had to get it right. You couldn't just delete it. Um, and so I loved it, and I got my first Nikon when I had kids, and I would take pictures of my kids, and I would scrapbook. Again, I loved art, and I loved scrapbooking and crafting. Didn't think I could do photography as a living. And so I had friends who had kids, and they're like, well, I like your pictures. Can you take my kids' pictures? And I'm like, sure, why not? So I would do quarterly sessions. I started off as a family and children's photographer. I would do family sessions near Christmas and uh, Thanksgiving. I would do little kid sessions, back to school sessions, springtime Easter sessions. I loved them, and I did Santa picture sessions. If we're friends on Facebook, I did some of my grandchildren this year. I loved that. I could do that for my little grandkids. All right. So while I'm talking, I'm sorry. One, two, three, four. So I'm going to cut five, six. I'm going to cut six lengths of ribbon, and we're going to tie them just little pieces of ribbon all over, all in between, and on the outsides of these. This was just out of my scrap ribbon. I save any ribbon that comes. I think this was around a blanket. And anytime I get ribbon, I just save it. So that's three, four, five. Oh, nope. That's not going to do six at that. So I'm just going to do this and then do three. There we go. Anyway, so that's how it started. And then one of my family photographer clients asked me if I would do a wedding, and I said, absolutely no way would I do a wedding. I was fearful of doing weddings. This was probably 3 years into doing family sessions, children's sessions. And she's like, my sister can't afford a photographer. She won't have a photographer for her wedding. And that brought back sad memories of my own because I hired a photographer. Oh, I forgot. I forgot what I was going to do. I'm going to do this first. Let's do this first. I'm going to string this along the top of these. I just thought this would give an extra little layer. Okay. Sorry, ADD butterfly. Look, I'm going to do this. Isn't that cute? So I'm just going to cut that. And so I said, okay, I'm not going to charge you. I'm not charging you to do that wedding. But don't hate me if it doesn't come out. She said, no, we won't. I asked her to get me a certain film it was called wedding film back then, back in the day. And again, using stick fast and some hot glue. And then putting this down. Isn't that cute? It's gonna be cute. You guys, even if you didn't want to do Valentine's theme, you could do birthday theme and make like a birthday bunting banner for like your kid or grandkid. So cute. Yeah, it is. You're right. I think art, no matter what it is, just I like everything. Like I said, I was a scrapbooker. I worked for a scrapbooking magazine for many years, and I was on the design team for them. I wrote articles for them. And so you're right. I think it's interesting how, things that are very tactile, uh, using your hands. I love crafting, again, very tactile. Oh, I had one little extra. Um, it kind of garners, the same interests. Anyway, so that's how I started doing weddings. I built a portfolio and I did weddings probably 20 years of my career. I was a photographer, maybe a little longer than 20 years. I was a photographer for over 25. I still do it for my children and my family, people I love. I just did a wedding for a young girl that I went to Utah and I did it in December. I had done her senior pictures, her mission pictures. Her family is like family to me. I did her sister's wedding, so I could not do her wedding, right? If my best friend's daughter gets married, I'm absolutely doing her wedding. I've known her since she was a little girl. I did her brother and her sister's weddings. So of course, Auntie has to do her wedding too. I did all the formals for my own children. We do formal sessions for their weddings, and then I have one child that is still to get married. And when he decides to get married, I'll do his formals, and then we hire a day of photographer to do the day of. But I love taking pictures. My grandchildren the princess herself, she's so funny. Her mother takes a lot of, pictures. She's a social media marketing uh, gal. She does social media for companies, and she takes pictures. And so, of course, the princess, she has pictures all the time, and then she sees grandma and has to have her pictures taken. And then, so we were at Disneyland with the kids last week, 2 weeks ago, and she she's walking. She's almost 18 months old, and she's so funny. She doesn't just stand there; she poses. When the camera is on her, she poses. She is so funny. Like I said, if we're not friends on Facebook, just send me a friend request. I've got somebody spam calling me. Sorry about that. Anyway, so in that just gives another little element, like a little layer of like texture. Use what you got. I have a lot of ribbon. I have a ribbon wall. If you didn't know that about me, you know that now. I have my smaller ribbons in drawers organized. I'll have to share that picture with you guys again. But I love ribbon. I brought that over from my scrapbooking days. I used a lot of ribbon and elements and texture in my scrapbooks. All right. Now let's add the ribbons. So we're going to cut 6, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Gosh, I got glue everywhere. I had this. I don't even know where this came from. But again, I don't get rid of anything. I have a jar of like a ribbon extras jar. Why is this? Oh, there. Okay. I need my nails done. They're so long. I had them done for our family. I actually, you guys, I even take my family pictures. My son, I'll put it on a tripod, my camera on a tripod, and then my son, who he likes to be like, I put him, I arrange him on the outside, and then I will have him come over out of the picture, and then take a picture of me in the picture, and then let's see. I think I've got enough to. Oh, sorry, this is a long live today, you guys. Okay, and then I'll put the pictures together in Photoshop. So again, if you're friends with me, I posted that picture on my profile. It's pretty. We went out to the desert. My daughter, it's kind of fun having daughter-in-laws. My girls will choose the colors that we have. So I just have to go find an outfit for me and Kurt. It's kind of nice. They will say, Mom, I want to have pictures done here. And I'm like, okay. So I make that happen. This is the little bobbins, these paper bobbins that I have like my small ribbons on. My bigger ribbons and that I have in larger capacity are on my ribbon wall in spools like this. So smaller ribbon, bigger ribbon. Let's see. One. And these bobbins are the ones that are in drawers, the paper bobbins. 3, 4. Oh, can we eke them out? Let's eke out 6. Oh, gonna have to be a little shorter. You made them even. Yes, I love. Even when I was a kid, my mom even scrapbooked, like kind of, right? We always had pictures. We didn't have a lot of family pictures. Um, I don't know why. I don't. We used to have to go to Olin Mills. We have a lot of like pictures my dad would take of us. They would take pictures of like I have a lot of soccer pictures my mom would take with my dad's camera. So we had a lot of pictures, but we never had like a lot of family pictures. And my parents both, my mom died 4 years ago, but my dad died 20 years ago, 23 years ago, which is so hard to believe. And so, and just being a photographer, I want a lot of pictures of my family. And so when we're together, um, we take pictures, we have family pictures, and my kids have just, they're good. They're really good about it. My daughter-in-laws are super good about it. So every other year we get Christmas. So this year was Christmas, or 2024 is the even years are Christmas. Odd years are um, Thanksgiving. So this year, the Thanksgiving will also do family pictures. We won't do like this. I don't know if we'll do Santa pictures or not. With the kids, we might do something different. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. But we did the Polar Express, which was super fun. We did that at home. Yeah, my kids, like I said, my kids are super good about it now. My number 3 boy, uh, it's kind of funny. He would put up such a fit when he was like 10. He would put his hand in front of the camera, and I I don't know why. He was so funny. But now he's married to the one that takes the pictures all the time, which I think is hilarious because Peyton loves to take pictures and her baby is our little princess and she loves to have her pictures taken. I get pictures daily from them almost. Something I have to tell you, something that I cherish about my mom. Well, 2 things I cherish about my dad. He came to visit me 2 weeks before he died because he died of a massive heart attack. And there's no warning on things like that. He came to visit me in Utah. We lived in Utah, and so grateful that we had that opportunity to have that time with him. And then I'll never get back those. I would never get back those moments if I didn't have them. And we took pictures with my dad. He had a lot of quality time with my kids. They were little and they still remember it. But then my mom, for her set, you guys, I'm going to cry. For my mom's 70th birthday, she died when she was 72. I did a beauty session with my mom in my studio. And I have beautiful pictures of her. I did a total glam session of my mom. And I made her feel beautiful. And I'm just so grateful. I kept asking her, right? I kept asking her, go, Mom, I want to do this for you. She's like, no, 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 I'm an old lady. I don't need that. And I kept saying, "Mom, you're beautiful at any age." You guys, I'm so sorry. Ah, you guys, I'm so sorry. All right, I'm just going to start tying. Tying and crying is what I'm doing today. I probably won't do all of these while we're here live because it's just tedious and, boring. So what I'll do is I'll just tie this one and then I'll hang it up. It's easier to tie these when it's hung up because you can stretch the banner out and it's just easier to do. So I'm just doing a double knot. You could do it this way. I'm going to show you a couple different ways. You could do it this way or I almost feel like a slip knot is going to be easier. You remember that, Joe? They were so gorgeous. I did that for my sister. I think it was for her 45th birthday, and it was just so fun. Um, I think women should have that done. No matter your size, no matter women are beautiful, any size, any age. You guys, I'm so sorry. I love the female body. The female body. Actually, it's funny because my daughter-in-law, who just got married to my son, they just got married in November. Um, I had done a couple of shoots with different like influencers or product lines, and we've known her. My son and her have been friends since they, gosh, were in college, um, she's beautiful. And I asked her to be a model for me, and she's like, okay. And so I actually did a beauty shoot with her. I think I'm doing this backwards again. Um, and I have those pictures too. It's kind of fun. Again, 15 years ago or 13 years ago, probably. So it's just kind of funny. Yeah, it is easier, you guys, when this is hung up to get these on the jute twine. I'm just saying. So I'll do this one and then I'll put it up and I'll be able to tie these off much faster. I keep doing these the wrong way. Over, under. There we go. Over, under, over, under, over. I'm going to say that. Anyway, so I have that of my beautiful mother over, under. And again, I'm just using stuff out of my craft stash or off my wall. Use what you got. You don't necessarily have to go out and buy a new ribbon, but I always am buying ribbon when it's on sale. Over, under. Sorry, I kind of got super emotional there. I miss my mom, you guys. I miss my mom. I know, Joe, you miss your mom. She was a great lady too. Look at that, how pretty that is. I know, Victoria, you never can replace your mom. Even if you had arguments as an adult or a kid, and your mom is still your mom, right? You guys, look how pretty this is. This is going to be gorgeous. So I'm going to hang it up, and I will finish putting the ribbons on because we are over an hour, you guys. I know. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you lose your mom when you're young, or you can be 100 years old. My grandma was 92 when she died, and I remember her talking about my nana. We always need our moms, right? All right, you guys, here I am, me boobing and crying. My grandma would talk about my nana, and I knew my nana. She was 80 when I died. I was 8 years old when she died, and that was my great grandma. She was 72 when I was born. I loved her. She was awesome. She was a spicy, saucy gal. Okay, you guys, I'll take a picture. I don't want to pull this up because I don't want to drop everything, but 5 is a really good number. Now, this is 3. There's 3 on this bunting banner, and I did it so that they'll all like coordinate. So I'll droop this down further than this one and alternate them so you can see it. Okay, I think I love layering different banners. I think that's a great look on a mantle. I do have this one in here. Um, and uh, um, and I'll probably hang this one up here after I take a picture of it on my mantle. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I do want to say a couple of things really fast. One, make sure you're sharing and commenting. I know there's been lots of comments today. I appreciate that. I'll be doing a Happy Meal giveaway, and I'll announce that on Tuesdays. I do live lives on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So today's Thursday, so I'll do giveaways for Happy Mail on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So make sure you're here. There's videos that I'll post. They're full project videos on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I've got some good ones coming up. I did some really good ones. I can't wait to share those with you guys. And then 2, we just had an After Dark series of transfers that were just released. If you want, I have a private group for that. You can't find the group on Facebook. They're a little snarky and a little PG. The projects are fun. You can probably see the project right there and right there with it done. They use little expressive language, a little strong language. I don't use a lot of strong language, but I do like snarky and fun. And so we won't show those here on the main page, but I will be doing those over in that group. So if you want information about our After Dark series, put After Dark in the comments and I can get you the link to that too. All right, you guys. Sorry, we get it. Christmas was 3 years for my mom. Yep. August was 4 years for my mom. So we're going on my 5th year without my mom. So I understand. So I love you, friend. I love you guys. I appreciate you so much for being here. And if you're watching on the replay, just make sure you're sharing and commenting as well. You'll be included in the giveaway drawing for some Happy Meal. I love you. I appreciate you guys so much. Have a great day. This has been Tarina with Create with Tree. That's me. Bye, everybody.